Hey everybody, welcome to the 79th Status Town Hall today on the 27th of September 2021. Thank you all for joining and listening to all the updates. We're really sorry we had to cancel the last one due to holidays and people not available. We thought it would be best if we just skip that one, and so we've got lots of great updates for you today. Hope you enjoy listening. First up, we are going to hear from Monica from the People Ops team, who's going to give us an update on what Monica's working on. So over to you, Monica.
Hey there. So as some of you might know from Discuss or from our conversations, we're updating the team handbook, and there are a few interesting changes coming up. One of them is that we're introducing ourselves, the People Ops team, to GitHub, which I'm very excited about because that's going to help a lot with fostering collaboration and bridging the gap between how we work in different teams at Status. I have to give big thanks to Jacob for setting it up for us so quickly. It was literally like asking him if he can put it in his to-do list, and the day after was ready. So the whole idea with the team handbook is to turn it to a single source of truth for things that are standard across the organization and a useful tool for everyone. So the idea is to create a new table of contents where we're going to link all those project-specific handbooks besides having this bigger handbook for the entire team, and give a better big picture not only of how we work, but also the culture we're building. That being said, that's a lot of work and it's going to be an incremental effort. So for now, the focus is going to be on the migration from Ghost to GitHub plus MD Books and writing guidelines for different types of expenses, such as travel, events, and workspace and equipment. So be aware that you're going to find that there's a link that's handbook.status.im, that's a work in progress. So that's where I'm going to be like updating things, receiving feedbacks and so forth. So in the meantime, you should still head to peopleops.status.im. That's it.
Thanks, Monica. That's awesome. Really interesting. Now we're going to listen to Angel from the talent team to give us an update on all things recruitment. So over to you, Angel.
Hey, thank you. So yeah, a lot been going on in recruitment. We have several roles that are of quite high importance. So we've got a NIM software engineer for the Nimbus team. That is always a difficult search, but it's moving slowly. Any referrals would be fantastic. We've also got a distributed systems researcher for our blockchain infrastructure team. This is like the growth of a pretty new established team. So yeah, any referrals, that'd be fantastic. It's proven a little bit difficult as I'm having to go through a lot of publications, but it's cool. And then the protocol engineer for smart contracts. So some highlights is that we've got a healthy amount of interviews for most of the roles, predominantly for VAC and for our R&D project program manager. There's several promising candidates. We've got 2 very final stages and several in the beginning. There are some challenges though for attracting candidates and in the market in general. So a lot of projects have been thriving recently, and candidates aren't too willing to move at the moment, but we're getting there slowly. And yeah, it is a busy market. A lot of companies hiring at the moment. And like I mentioned before, referrals are more than welcome. Please, anything like a LinkedIn profile, GitHub, CV, a name, anything will do really. But yeah, and we're also building a recruitment team to help us with the volume of incoming roles. And I appreciate we've been keeping everyone really busy with interviews, so thanks for bearing with us as well. Yep, that's it for the hiring update. And then we've got some anniversaries. So Johnny for 4 years, Michelle 4 years, Guy Louis for 3 years, Jinri for 3, Dimitri for 2, Ruslan coming in at 1 year, Johannes at 1 year as well, Simona at 1, and Mark at 1. And we've got several new contributors, which is really exciting, building the team slowly. So Kushbu coming in for the desktop team, Parvesh helping us out on the mobile UI side, Etan as a NIM developer, Blake coming in for product, Akil for Node, and Rishav as a protocol engineer. So welcome to the team, guys. Look forward to working with you all. And if you've got any questions, just reach out to all of us.
Thanks, Angel.
No worries.
Next up, we are going to hear from Andrea from the mobile team. So over to you, Andrea.
Hiya, thank you. So in the previous weeks, we've been working as usual on communities, which is an ongoing feature that we've been working on. Also, we released 1.16, which includes a few features, which is EAP 1.9, which is what most of the release was about. And we've been also working on lead messages, which unfortunately didn't make it for the Cartoon 1.16, and will make it for the Cartoon 1.17. So the next release, as I said, is 1.17. You know that we're still working on it, and we're probably going to be cutting the release branch, I suppose, in a week or two. And this one will include support for NFTs. So we'll add in the NFTs to the wallet. And we're also focusing on better syncing support across your devices, because we started using desktop as well internally, and probably mobile you also will be using it internally, and so syncing support makes sense to be something that we work on. And also we'll be working on swap support, so where you can swap your tokens for other tokens, and we'll continue working as usual on communities. And that's all for mobile. Back to you, Terry. Thank you.
Thanks very much for the update there. Next up, we are going to hear from Alec, who's going to give us some information regarding growth and retention. So over to you.
Thank you, Terry. Like always, let's start with app installs. So only this year, we had almost 1.9 million app installs on mobile devices, only mobile devices, through Google Play and App Store. What you can see is, like, in the last few weeks, we have been experimenting with and optimizing costs of our paid acquisition. So that's why those numbers changed that much. And we are trying to find like the sweet spot in terms of the cost of acquisition and volume of conversions. And I think we are getting there. Let's move to the next slide. So right now, over 630,000 Google Play users keep our app on at least one of their devices. So we're not counting here App Store users or desktop users, only Google Play. Nonetheless, I think this is cool, especially since a year ago it was less than 75,000, so we grew a lot. The installed audience changes highly correlate with daily active users, which is something we'll see on the next slide. And well, usually we get around 12,000 daily active users. In the last 2 weeks, it was even slightly more. But in general, 12 to 13,000 daily active users is what we get. Let's see on the next slide, where are those people from? So that's top 15 in terms of number of users. Tanzania, Brazil, Colombia, Mali, but well, many others. In fact, we are present on 200 markets. Like, our users literally come from all over the world, which I think is amazing, really amazing. Let's move to the next slide with the summary. So TLDR, almost 1.9 million app installs, little over 7,000 per day, 12 to 13 daily active users, 50% of which are new users. So this is cool. We are acquiring new people every day, and over 630,000 users with our app installed. And that's all from me. Thank you for your attention, and back to you, Terry.
Thanks very much for those updates. Really interesting seeing all those stats. Next up, we're going to hear from Corey to give us an update for infrastructure.
Hello, everyone. Jakob is out today, so I'm going over some of the highlights of the infrastructure fleet stuff. For the app, introducing GPG signing process for desktop Linux. As always, you can click on the links in the slides to go see all the different GitHub commits and so on and so forth for this. Sites deployed new KEYCARD.tech using our new SSL termination setup. This is definitely a big one for making sure you're connecting to KEYCARD sites securely. Fleets improved log retention for journal ID logs. You can go on to the next one. Node program, quite a bit there. Arthur automated checking nodes for the node program so that we can make sure all the nodes in the node program are doing what they're supposed to and informing anyone who may not be to help them get it fixed up. Improved config generation for nodes, a bunch of other stuff you can go check out. And for infra, just general infrastructure, made WireGuard VPN firewall rules more strict so that the way in which our computers connect to each other is more secure, so that even the computers, once you're inside the network, they still have limited access to what they can get access to. Deploy KeyCoke instance dedicated for the whole organization. This is a big part of the larger infrastructure change over to Nextcloud and additional services, and then configured WebAuthn for KeyCloak and Nextcloud. So we're slowly gearing up to making that large transition from G Suite over to Nextcloud and other infrastructure services and ridding ourselves of that dependency. And that's it. For security, quick update there. I'm not adding a bunch of things because the entire team is refactoring what security is across the organization, and we'll have a larger announcement discussing what that is, along with additions to the organizational handbook on how to interact with us and what we do and where responsibilities lie. That's it for me.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate that update on behalf of Jacob. Next up, we're going to hear from Guy Louis from KeyCARD. So over to you, Guy Louis.
Yeah, hi everyone. It's going to be a pretty quick one. So Andrea said that we delivered 1.16, the mobile app. It provides a better experience for our users that want to migrate their regular account to a KeyCARD account, because now they can do this migration while they are signed in the account they want to migrate, because in the past, before this release, they had to be signed out. So it's easier for them. It's more natural to proceed like that. And also they can now keep the database while they migrate. So they will keep their chats and contacts and environment. And there was also some bug fixing in 1.16 regarding KeyCARD. And currently, KeyCARD the KeyCARD team is working on the integration with desktop. It has started. And we have decided that we will source and sell on our current site, get.keycard.tech, a USB card reader. So for our desktop users that just want to buy a reader with their card. Yeah, that's it for KeyCARD. And if you can switch to next one, I will give the update about VAC. Hanno will provide an update about WAKU and protocol research during next town hall. I will give an update about DappConnect on behalf of Frank. So Frank did presentation at SCC and at the Ethereum Engineering Meetup. We got about 5 dApps that showed interest, and especially about integrating the embedded chat feature. So that's great, and discussions are ongoing. We have kicked off the development of a DappConnect chat SDK. So what's this? It's a React app which is going to be ready to be embedded in any dApp, and that allows chat over WAKU. And one product decision which has been taken is that we'll make it compatible with status communities. So not only status chats, but also status communities, which include some specificities about the messages format. And on this work, the first milestone will be to release this for open communities, which means communities where everyone can join. The typical use case is to be able for that to create Trollbox, for instance, Trollbox chats. So if you want to know more about this, you can check the GitHub link here with the issues. about the DappConnect voting SDK, it's going to be published very soon. It's a matter of days, not weeks. It's going to enable 2 use cases. The first one is gasless polling. So it's basically like a Twitter poll, but the votes are shared over Waku, and they are collected over Waku. So there's no gas at any point in the experience, not for the creator of the poll and not for those who vote. And the second use case is gas efficient voting. Here, it's a bit different. There is a smart contract which is deployed on the blockchain. The admin, the one that creates the vote, needs to pay some gas to create the vote, but voters don't pay any gas, and the voting results are published on the blockchain. So 2 different use cases to cover most needs. So we know that several projects are using JS Waku, but they're not really upfront about what they are building. We mostly get questions for and requests for support. So we can, based on that, understand what they are working on. And we wanted to know that we know that one team is working on building an NFT platform using JS Waku. So that's pretty cool. And that's going to help test JS Waku and make it better. We have a DappConnect bounty at ETH Online. It's pretty general and can be picked up by anyone that wants to build with DappConnect and JS Waku. And we're still hiring. So if you know some people interested by this field of work, please share them share the link to our job board or put them in touch with the people of Steam. That would be much appreciated. And that's what I wanted to. That's the update for DappConnect.
Thank you so much, Guy Louis. Appreciate that update. Next up, we are going to hear from Johnny from the marketing team. So over to you, Johnny.
Thanks, Terry. So as Corey was mentioning, we are running the Node program. It's been going for about 4 weeks now, and we'll give a recap about halfway through. The entire program's 3 months, so in a couple weeks, we'll give a recap of everything that's been going on there. Jinho has created this really cool video. It's a fast typography video. Here's a little screen grab from it, but it really just walks through the status network and all the infrastructure that we're doing, and it's been performing really well in Korea. So we're going to translate that for our English channels, for our global channels, which is going to be great. We're working with Corey in the Bitcoin podcast to produce a State of Us podcast. So Alex has been helping out with some branding there. I'm excited to get that out, so stay tuned for that. And then we've been doing a lot of events lately. So as Guy Louis just mentioned, we're at ETH Online. Simona is preparing for LizCon. We're also the communication partner at HCPP, the Hackers Congress again. That's the event in Prague at Parallel Nepalis, which is great. And then we're also doing a lot of local events. These are just 2, which one David has been running in Colombia. Criterio and Crypto Atelier, which is an NFT and kind of art-based community that he's been running down there. That's also been translated into Brazil, and Eduardo's been running a similar event in the Brazilian community as well, so that's great. And then just a quick update onto a few other projects. We're getting ready to launch what's called the Journey DAO, which is an opportunity for projects to get involved and distribute their tokens through like an earn platform, similar to like Coinbase Earn kind of thing. And then we're also preparing for a partner program. So we're doing a lot of research around other partner programs, other incentive models, and this is going to be in preparation for the eventual communities launch. Just trying to prepare the documentation, the collateral, everything we need to get partners on board and prepared for a wider launch. And then I guess in general, you've probably seen the content we've been putting out on social is really tapping into the conversations and trends around crypto social, just trying to position ourselves well for the eventual communities launch because it is so topical and relevant to us. And then lastly, some content we're preparing, which is still kind of in the works, is around the wallet update. So thanks, John and Carl and Nick for all the work on that. Next slide. And I will be giving a quick update on the community stuff for Simona and Jinho. The ambassadors, it's pretty steady growth, which is great. We've had 29 completed tasks in August, which is good. We've had events hosted in India, so kudos to the Indian community. Also a meetup in Uganda hosted by Brian, which is cool. So we're starting to see really active community members in different parts of the world. And then as always, translations across all content, but 7 posts translated by a Brazilian ambassador. So kudos to you, Susi. And then, yeah, translations for August. We've had all the languages updated for 1.16. And that was done by 12 contributors. And the website obviously was translated by 6 contributors, which is over 2,000 words. So kudos to everyone who's helped out. Appreciate all the ambassador work, and it's great to see us kind of grow into new markets. That's it for me.
Thanks for the update, Johnny. And that's it for the Status Town Hall today. So thanks everyone for tuning in and listening. And thank you to everyone who has given all the great updates. You'll hear more from us on the next Town Hall, which will be on the 25th of October. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.